Hey everybody, Jim and Joshua here to talk about the news that came out of the TCAs today that Vixen might be getting her own Arrow spinoff series, but not live action, an animated series, an animated web series from the CW. Joshua, I ask you, why is the Vixen getting why an animated spinoff series and not live action like possibly Adam, The Flash has his own? What do you think?
It's an interesting news. Well, first of all, I'm glad to see that Vixen will be getting a big spotlight. I like her as a character. There's got to be a couple of reasons, I think, on a practical level. Let's discuss that first. But there's just the practical reason. She's got cool animal superpowers. She uses this totem to take on the strength of an elephant or the reflexes of a cat or something. So, the imagery that goes around that, I don't know if you guys have seen probably the Justice League cartoon that she was in, and there was this big special effect every time she switched into an animal. So it was really cool.
Right.
It'd probably be really special effect intensive. I'm not saying it would be more special, than the Flash, because certainly there are a ton in every episode there. But maybe just to showcase her powers, the animated form is the right way to do that.
Yeah, I mean, this could also, this kind of is not too dissimilar from in the comic books where they do those kind of bridge issues in between seasons.
They had Flash Season 0, they had Arrow 2.5 comic books that just told stories before and after what we see on the TV show.
Yeah, and it's all canon, and this is going to be canon as well, which is a totally different but kind of interesting segue from that is that it now opens up the possibility of having other characters maybe cross over onto the Vixen web series, or maybe they're going to try out some other characters on web series. But to your point that it might be really expensive, I mean, right now you just see the same kind of effect with Flash, with the blur and all that kind of stuff. This, I mean, if she wants to turn into a cheetah, that's probably an entire episode's worth of effects budget on Flash in one shot of her. So yeah, but do you think though that this could this just be simply a kind of proof of concept launching pad, maybe to have her end up in a on Arrow live action?
Yeah, you've got to wonder if they're going to put the effort into making this animated show, are they going to eventually make her a live action character in one of the shows? I could totally see that happening. I could also see just existing as her being the hub for the animated series, where they maybe can introduce characters on the animated series that are going to appear in the show, just to give them a bit of setup and stuff, or have maybe someone escape the Flash will appear on her show or something like that.
Yeah.
And then it looks, from this image, obviously, it looks like she will be teaming up with Flash and Arrow on the show. So it's sort of building a larger universe at much less cost to a studio, because you don't have to cast people and shoot a pilot, get a greenlit and everything. You just throw this up online. So it'll be an online web-only animated series.
Although, look, you can't avoid the fact that it's just strange that now we'll have, if Adam does go to series, you'll have 3 white male TV series, and this is a black female character who, it's just, she should get her own show at some point, or at least some diversity there in the live action TV universe. What do you think about maybe her character? As a character, is she strong enough to kind of carry her own long form series?
Often she's just a supporting character. So even in the comic book, so it's. I would say that she does not have the name value to cash in on that name as so much as other characters. While Flash wasn't exactly actually was a household name. It has been for a long time.
Yeah.
Not so much Green Arrow, but Green Arrow certainly is much more popular now thanks to the show. But she certainly doesn't have a bankable name. I'll say that much.
Right.
But if DC's going to put her on a platform, it almost seems like she got it's sort of the short stick, you know what I mean? That she doesn't get the why can't we give her the live action? They don't have enough confidence in the brand. They don't know how it will do. So it does feel like we've been shortchanged. A black female superhero is getting her own show, but it's just a web series.
Right.
So it does feel like it's we're not getting what we want, but
there's something too about the fact that they did try Wonder Woman a bunch of times now for television and for film. Obviously now we're getting her on the big screen, but there was that TV pilot that with Adrian Palicki that was horrible and went nowhere, and then they tried again with David E. Kelly, and that didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just a little gun shy about pulling the trigger on a live-action female superhero series, which, again, we're not saying that's a good thing, but that could be part of their rationale. But overall, we think that a web series of Vixen is at least a good start, right?
Yeah.
We can both agree on that. Now, I knew her from the Suicide Squad back in the 80s, so that was kind of more my understanding of her. Does she have sort of iconic storylines of her own, or?
Not really. I mean, she's there if you want to go like find her, like look her up. There are stories featuring her and stuff. But again, it's not like I said. She doesn't have like these big like iconic stories. She doesn't have like Iron Man's demon in a bottle. She doesn't quite have that yet. But I can imagine with this coming out, we'll be getting some more comic books featuring her.
Awesome. All right, guys. Let us know what you think about Vixen getting her own animated web series, whether or not you would love to see a live action series ultimately come from that, or at least have her show up on Arrow. Let us know in the comments below. And for all things Arrow, Vixen, and Flash, and DC Universe on the small screen, keep it here on IGN.